Hey everybody, I'm Kelly, the event director for Southampton Fast Twitch Triathlon, and I'm just going to give you a brief overview of what to expect for the event. Have a little listen, a little watch, and hopefully you'll feel more prepared. So I'm going to talk about event information, give you the race briefing, and the course overview. So the venue, it's pretty easy to find. It's well signposted, leisure centre. Stick it in your Google Maps and you'll get there no problem. There are quite a few parking spaces. It's free of charge to park. When you arrive, car park may be full if you're on a late wave. We're sold out. We've got to over 200 people taking part. So just listen to the marshals. They may direct you over to Tesco's. Again, it's free parking there. Plenty of changing rooms, nice hot showers and lockers for you to put all of your stuff into. And there's a little map popped up there. Google Maps will get you anywhere nowadays, won't it? So the timings, this is the rough timings. You'll get the final timings emailed to you no later than the 3rd of April. Key ones, registration opens at 6:30 and transition opens at 6:35. Transition won't actually close. Because we have different waves going off throughout the morning. Hopefully the first group of swimmers will be in the leisure centre when it opens at 7, so we can get the first group of swimmers off, fingers crossed, before 7:30. That just means we can get through all you guys quicker. Registration, what to expect. It's 6:30 outside transition, which is outside the leisure centre, and you'll get your race pack. So you'll have your bib number. You must wear this on your back for the cycle and then on your front for the run. I would use a race belt. If you've forgotten your race belt, we do have them available to buy at registration for £7. You'll get a wristband. Make sure you put that on. That gets you in and out of transition. You get your bike stickers. So one for the front of your bike, just under your handlebars, and one for your helmet. And that will go on the front of your helmet. And you'll have a timing chip on your left ankle so it doesn't get caught in your bike chain. And the day license if you're not a triathlon member, and the coloured swim hat. You'll need some ID to collect your pack because we must have the right person racing under the right number. You just really can't race on somebody else's number. It's just too dangerous. Imagine if you fell off your bike or you collapsed and we don't know who you are. We could administer the wrong medicine that you could be allergic to. It just, you can't do it. If you're a British Triathlon member, you'll need to show your home nations card. It's probably now a good time to go and check it's in date, because if it's out of date or you forget it, you'll need to buy a new day license, which is £5. If you're not a British Triathlon member, it's worth checking it out because it's pretty good membership, but you'll have your day license in the pack. And it's really important that you have a membership of some kind because that is your insurance. Transition, do allow yourself plenty of time. So it opens at 6:35 for those that have registered. And before you come into transition, make sure you've got your stickers on your bike and everything that you need. Put your helmet up, your wristband on, put your helmet on and have it done up, because the marshals will check and make sure your helmet's not is fitted properly and it's not damaged. There's no numbered racking. The racking is split into waves. So remember what wave you're in and then rack in that section. Don't cycle in transition. Only competitors can come in, and it's quite busy, so make sure you just stick to your allocated space, and only competitors can take stuff in and out, so it'll be just you taking your bike out, not a family member or a friend. When the race has started, you can still come and rack your bike later, so if you're in a later wave you don't need to be there at 6:35, but just have your wits about you, because there'll be people coming in and out of transition. And when we're in race mode, we tend to be only looking in one direction, so have your eyes in the back of your head. When you finish the race, make sure you've still got your bib number on you, whether that's still on the race belt or pinned to your shirt, because when you collect your bike and you leave, the marshal will match up your wristband to your bib number to the stickers on your bike. It's just extra security checks. Another good point is to know the rules. The event is permitted by British Triathlon, so we will have officials there and we follow those rules. Easy to find, just Google British Triathlon rules and then you'll find the PDF. Few that I want to highlight. So no large boxes or bags into transition. You can bring your stuff in a large bag, but just leave the essentials. Then those bags will have to be removed. Lockers or in your car, anywhere else other than transition. Don't use your mobile phone in transition, whether that's to check the time, to take a selfie, or to phone China and see how those guys are doing. You can't use them at all. They're just a distraction. Don't mark your area, so no helium balloons or big flashing arrows to say my stuff is here. Even an obvious bright towel might be considered marking your area. This is a good one. This is one that people tend to forget. So with the no nakedness rule in transition, it's also about the front zippers. Mainly for the guys, you can have your front zipper down whilst you're out competing, but it needs to be to your breastbone. But at least 200 metres from the finish line, you have to do it up to the top. Okay, so make sure that zipper's done up to the top when you finish. No littering at all. You'll get a penalty if you're seeing littering. Make sure you get on your bike after the mount line, off your bike before the dismount line. Don't draft on the bike course. Drafting is pretty simple. It's basically hogging the wheel of the person in front of you, and it's cheating because you're using a lot less energy by sitting in the slipstream with the bike in front. So here's a great picture from British Triathlon explaining the distances. So we're looking 10 meters in between you and the bike in front of you, okay? I'm not very good on spatial awareness. So 10 meters is roughly 2 minis. So how can I fit 2 minis in between me and the person in front? If I can, I'm all right. If I can fit 1 mini in, I'm drafting. So I either need to make the decision to back off or overtake. And I've got 20 seconds to overtake that bike in front. So please have a little look at the rules on drafting. So chip timing is on your left ankle. If you retire, you must hand that chip back in at the finish line. If you don't complete the race because you've, I don't know, had a puncture and we've collected you, or you've got a stitch, or you just didn't feel like finishing, you couldn't be bothered, or anything, why you don't finish, make sure you hand that chip back in at the finish line, because that is another visual check for us to make sure everybody's come in safe. And I don't want to be looking around the New Forest when actually you're in the pub having a roast dinner. If you lose your chip, it's £50 to replace. So please take care of that chip. The results are available online as soon as we can upload them after the race. So with regards to chip timing, it's technology and we have to rely on technology. You will be guaranteed an overall time. However, we can't guarantee those exact splits. However, we are pretty good at getting a lot of detections. So the swim, poolside, you must be there 15 minutes to hear your briefing before the start time. If you don't hear your briefing, then you'll have to go in the next wave. And if you're in the last wave, there are no further waves, so you're going to be pretty stuffed. And this is going to be the most difficult time you count to 16, because you've got to count your own lengths. You'll have 4 people, maybe 5 people in your lane, and the waves will go sort of every 15, maybe 20 minutes at the start, and then they get shorter as the people that like to get the most out of their money and take their time go first, and those people that just go all out and get it overdone quick, they go last. So the finish is at the deep end, the same end that you start, and you have to get out and go out of the fire exit into transition. Now, you must walk on poolside. If you're seen running, our marshal will stop you in your tracks and they will explain very, very slowly why it's dangerous to run. Excuse me. So please walk. And then when you leave the pool, you go down metal steps. So imagine steps that are cold and wet, and you're wet. It is a recipe for disaster. So you must hold on to the hand banister as you're going down those steps. You can't tumble turn in the pool. And if you catch that person in front, tap their feet and they will stop at the end of the pool and they will let you pass. Make sure you don't pass in the middle, because hands and arms going round, you can hit someone in the face, blood goes everywhere. It's just not pretty. You can't dive. And if you wear those compression socks or calf guards, you can't wear them in the pool. So here's my very amateur picture of transition, but I just wanted to give you an idea of how it looks. So you'll come out of the pool and you go into swimming, and then you'll find your area and you'll do what you need to do. But before you actually touch your bike, you've got to make sure your helmet's on and done up. Then you can touch your bike. As you leave, make sure you are looking around and aware of what's happening around you, because you'll have people come in and go in. So you head out onto bike out, and then you go onto the bike course. It's a beautiful bike course through the New Forest. The road should be nice and quiet, because what other crazy person is out at that time on a Sunday morning? This is a good point. You are responsible for your own safety. We have done everything we can to make it as safe as possible, but at the end of the day, you are responsible for your own safety. It's not the Olympics, so don't take the risks. It is not worth it. Course is fully signed, and there are marshals out there to help you. Safety zone. It's marked by huge, great big signs that say safety zone. And that's because we've got to get you across the roundabout for Hive Bypass. And it's a pretty busy road. So we've marked it as a safety zone, which means no overtaking, no crazy cycling going on in there, please. Super safe. The marshals are there to stop you if you're doing something dangerous. They're not there to stop the traffic. And then you'll come back in the safety zone as you cross that road again at the end. There is a foot down stop at the Ipley Roads crossroads. There's a sign that says stop ahead, and there's a marshal there with a clipboard. And when we say a foot down stop, it means take your foot off of the pedal and put it onto the floor. You have to stop. Everybody has to stop to make it fair. It's a dangerous crossroads. There's been some nasty cycling accidents. We wouldn't ask you to stop unless we felt it was really necessary to do so. If you don't stop, you'll get a penalty, so just make the stop. And if you don't stop, it could end up a lot worse for you. New Forest, we've got cattle grids, so cattle grids can get wet and slippery, and they're quite rattly when you go over, so watch your fill-ins. Because they're cattle grids, that kind of gives it away that there will be wild animals, and we have New Forest ponies, cows, donkeys, pigs, you know, you name it, it's out there. And it's their forest, and they do not move. So if you've got a donkey in the middle of the road, you've got to go around him. He is not going to move. It's his forest. So make sure you're looking up at all times. You don't want to go into the back of a donkey. No drafting. We've spoken about drafting. No littering. We are privileged enough to be able to cycle in such a beautiful area, the national park. We don't want to ruin it by dumping our gel packs or anything like that. You can easily put an empty gel pack down the front of your tri-suit. We have motorbike official out there and marshals. If you're seeing littering, it's an instant penalty, I'm afraid. Boomed right up to the top. You must follow the highway code at all times. The roads are open and you are a regular cyclist out following the highway code. We are on to the run. Again, take care, please. As you just leave transition, there is a water station there, so you can grab a quick drink of water if you wanted to. So you'll come right out of the centre on the path, and you'll go right into a footpath, and you follow that footpath to the end, and you'll go right into Challenger Way, and then you go round into Mullins Lane, and then you'll continue on the footpath along Bewley Road. You'll go right along the old Roman Road, and then right back into the centre. It's right turns, but you're on the footpath all the way around. Use those paths where possible. There are signs out there telling you where to go, and a couple of marshals dotted around should you need them. So as you head right, you'll see the finish line. It's a lovely straight into that finish line. It's behind the leisure centre, and we'll all be there cheering you on. Here's a tip when you come over the finish line. We have lots of photographs of people like this, because they're stopping their watch, and you know, we can't see your number. We want a finish line like this. So come through the finish line like this and then stop your watch. A couple of seconds on Strava isn't going to make a huge difference, but your finish photos will look awesome. At the finish, you will get your amazing medal, and you will also get water. We're trying to avoid plastic as much as we can, so your water will be in a can. It tastes actually quite nice. So the can is fully recyclable, and if you don't leave it with us at the finish and you take it away with you, please make sure you try and recycle that the best you can. So we'll have the bananas and the Haribo and the snack at the end as well, because let's face it, we all do it for the free banana. Presentations will happen as soon after the last finisher, maybe 11 o'clock, maybe 11:30, but just keep checking back and then we'll make sure we do those presentations. Results are online late that afternoon. We may have a screen there as well for you to have a little look, but mobile phones, you'll be able to get the link and get it up on your mobile phone. Any questions, please give us an email at contact@challenging.events. And there's just one thing left for me to say. Just have an awesome race. You know, great sportsmanship is what we love about triathlon. We're all triathletes at the end of the day, whether it's your first triathlon, whether it's your 100th triathlon, whether you're an absolute beginner or whether you're racing in the age group Great British Team. We're all in it together, so make sure we keep that spirit of triathlon going, and I shall see you on the 7th.